True Так. Добрый вечер, чат. Здравствуйте. Так, сейчас, секунду. Опять забыл подрубить программу, чтобы у меня тоже нормальный оконный режим был. В общем-то, диск Elysium. Вчера мы довольно плотно продвинулись по сюжету игры. Довольно интересно этот самый сюжет закручивается. Сегодня, к сожалению, стрим будет не супер долгим. Я думаю, часа 3 мы посидим. Потому что есть у меня вечером дела. Вот. Так, а можно все-таки эта срань запуститься? Можно. Поэтому надо максимально сегодня плотненько все сделать. Так, ну к этой женщине, да, насколько я помню, отправляли поговорить. На этом мы закончили. Церковь проверить надо будет. Красивая женщина. Электронное устройство держит. Здорово. Очень замерзла. Наркотики делают ее невосприимчивым к холоду, это всем известно. Я сильно сомневаюсь. И что, может, зажжем? Дитя мое, на улице мороз, почему ты без шапки? Возможно, она не расслышала, повтори погромче. Нет, тоже она у меня есть сказать на свой головной убор. Это там, правда, не шапка, а какой-то козырек, который вряд ли защищает меня от холода. Тебе тоже нужна шляпа. Да, нахуй шапку, согласен. Да, но с моим авторитетом... Так, погоди, я могу подобусить авторитет, явно. У меня минус миллиард авторитета с вещей на мне. Плюс я еще и вкачать его смогу, если что, так что... Попробуем. А есть ли у меня что-то на плюс к авторитету, кстати? У меня такой вагон одежды уже скопился, если честно. Невероятный. Это минус авторитет. Как-то бы их можно было бы отсортировать, было бы, конечно, удобнее. Чем вот так постоянно искать. То есть энциклопедия. Нет, на плюс к авторитету у меня ничего нету. Но я думаю, нам хватит проверки такой. Сейчас, погоди, давай только накинем что-то на... Это мне еще, это мне надо какую-то... Ну, давай драму, например. Да, привет, Капка. А все равно 3%, а как так? Не понял. Бонус от мысли минус 1, у меня 3, а было тогда минус миллион. И чё, оно вообще никак не повлияло, лол? Очень странно. Там 15 просит. Ну так, блин, ей должна же быть разница между отрицательным авторитетом и плюс 4 авторитетом. Ну ладно, значит, это не имеет смысла. Авторитет у меня большой все равно никогда не будет уже в этой жизни. Потому что мы другой билд делали. Не под авторитет. Так что пофигу.
Maybe she didn't hear.
So should you.
Здравствуй, Валиш.
You don't have.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
Your pulse rises.
Чем так
I'm sorry I
грубо?
said fuck the hat. I was,
Это не
my whole
того.
family swears and it
Вся
rubbed off
семья
on me.
материлась, вот и приняла. Угу. Теперь надо ответить на твои вопросы. Подскажи о своих
My
коллегах.
associates. I haven't got much to say
Не
about
знаешь, ты
them.
хочешь что-то про них
Of
знать?
course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so
Что
on.
насчет тебя? Расскажи что-нибудь о
Me?
себе.
I'm a silver bird.
Ребристая муха. Опять какая-то пристукнутая пыльным мешком, судя по диалогу.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different
Разговорить.
later,
Ну
but
давай попробуем.
no.
Не
Just
появлялась, да?
It's pretty desolate here.
Угу.
I only hear the dogs bark at night.
Это
and
хорошо,
see the
значит, сегодня не
shadows
будет жаловаться на
move down
шум,
the
когда откроет
coast.
свой ночной клуб.
Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an
Мгм.
overwhelmingly fun. This
Что за устройство?
It's a
Переносное
portable
записывающее
recording device.
устройство.
is for field recording.
Мгм.
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it. Wyatt.
The mic, I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air.
Мгм.
The book said it only picks up structure. Same place I got the recorder from. The
Полизея? Что за
Oh
Полизей?
man. You haven't been to the Palaceum?
Самое
It's
крутое
the
место.
coolest place in this whole drug. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on
На
Boogie
Буги
Street in
Стрит,
Jamrock.
Джамроке. Очень
Musicians live
далеко.
there, like real musicians. I once saw
Арно
Arno.
Ван Эйк.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a
Мгм.
long way from
А
here.
что за
Oh
Арно?
yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum
Я
goat.
пошу.
I don't know what that
Я
means.
верчусь.
I don't know what that means either.
Блядь, зумеры. Это означает, что в моих пороховницах есть еще порох.
That's cool.
Ты права, я не поспеваю за
Sucks,
временем.
man. Was
Отстой.
there something else? About the contact mic,
Ага,
perhaps?
отлично, насрался в мораль. Думал, хоть что-то интересное появится, но нет. Ты сделаешь
Recording,
такой
I
ход.
guess.
Что именно
I think
записываешь?
I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way
Мгм.
to tell.
А что с
My
наушниками?
boyfriend sold them.
Угу. Парень их продал,
I
твой,
don't
да?
know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A
Мгм.
lie. They were probably pawned off for something
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to
Mhm.
be like,
The girl is cold all of a sudden.
Холодно
I don't really
становится.
know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too.
А тем временем ее
have a
парень со своими
synthesizer.
дружками сидит в тепле и слушает музычку.
She looks at the
Неплохо.
recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
Мгм.
It's okay.
Ну давай дадим,
Thanks.
ладно. Что делать-то, блин? Нет, зря. Я, блядь, не играю по гайдам, я играю в ролевую игру. Ты сказал, что есть музыкальное место. Ты имел в виду то, о чем говорит Андре, церковь?
Yeah, the boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not. Yeah, Andre and the guys
Да,
inside
мы
the
уже
tent.
And
познакомились.
why is that?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No, didn't you see it yourself? It's mostly music stuff, like this tape recorder, but bigger. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. Yeah, the boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Yeah,
And why is that? She looks back at her.
go ahead.
42. Давай-ка еще
It's supposed to
поговорим.
become like a except that, yeah,
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones. Far east of the Golden, there will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a
Никогда не
million
говори
years.
никогда. Что такое анодная танцевальная
you know,
музыка?
anodic,
О,
cathodic,
выполнено
music that's
секретное
made with
задание.
electronic instruments.
Есть опыта, правда, всего дали, но...
Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity. Go ahead.
Не дали, да, больше? Ну, как говорится, идем
Bye.
скамить, получается.
The shaggy hit.
So you
Ще
talk to my
42, конечно.
associates, right? Are you gonna
Помогу,
Great.
помогу.
Let us know if there's any
Могли бы дать,
progress,
кстати,
will
ей
ya?
+1 за то, что помогу.
We've been waiting for
Или может
weeks.
помочь
The ice is
сначала
cold
надо.
to the touch, and angular
Ой.
on me.
Увы. Увы. Надо шапку еще какую-то надеть, кстати. Раз уж мы одну и отдали. А что у меня вообще по шляпам-то есть вообще какой-то вариант? Бомжовская шапка есть. Не хотелось бы одеваться как бомж, но, по-моему, других шапок у меня, в принципе, нету. Поэтому... Увы.
The shaggy.
So you talked to my associate? Great. Let us know if there's any progress.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a
Просто
brick.
тяжелая,
from the
как
batteries
кирпич.
inside.
Это из-за батареек.
The
Чувствую
company
тепло ее
logo,
рук.
Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The wind howls. She remains silent.
Ебать, он, конечно, речь выдал.
Tell her.
Настоящим оружием в борьбе с тем, что ждет тебя дальше.
What is?
Тьма. Ничего, если эта штука будет у тебя, не
Okay.
бойся.
I'll stick to it. So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I
Что
can
тебя
return
гложет?
it.
Что меня гложет?
What's-
Ничего.
Come on, I can tell. But okay. Be a boy a dare
Кажется,
about it
кое-что
if you
прощает
want it.
мужик сущий ад.
What is it?
Что же это? Думаю, дело в бедственном положении рабочего класса.
Oh, really?
Голем капитала вышел из-под контроля, крушит и рабов, и своих создателей. Боюсь, процесс необратим.
Social justice really matters that much to you. That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it though?
Не могу сказать, что мне много удалось повидать, однако, судя по тому, что я видел, социальная справедливость очень незрелое понятие, звучит довольно либерально, но потряхивает меня от трудностей, с которыми людям приходится сталкиваться. Ох, как же меня трясет от
Yeah,
этого.
man. They're pretty bad.
Мне просто тошно думать об этих тысячах, миллионах, миллиардах. Сколько вообще людей? Сколько людей живет в этом мире?
3.6 billion.
3,6 миллиарда, не считая жителей Соли. Да не трясись ты так. Да ну так много, у меня просто слезы из глаз, когда думаю об этих 6 миллиардов людей, еще бог знает сколько их там в Соли, сокрушенных под гнетом тирании рынка.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Are you sure you're
Тоскуешь
not
за какой-то
just hung up on
тёлочкой?
some chick though?
Абсолютно
Go
уверен.
ahead.
Так, о чем это мы должны были разговорить-то поподробнее,
My
коллега?
associates. Sorry,
Нет, да?
I just don't know what
Ну
makes you.
окей, пошли тогда в церковь. Так, а чем мы там точно-то в церкви должны были сделать? Или куртку пойдем отдадим? А, мы куртку не нашли еще. Или нет, подожди, мы же нашли куртку. Какая-то там была вся в говне, нет? Где-то она у меня в предметах должна быть, наверное. Вот, грязная куртка. Надо, наверное, взаимодействовать с ней.
As you hold it in your hands,
Как
it
ты
makes a
подошел до такого
comfortable it's a
состояния?
sordid, filthy tale.
Уверен,
Not
что
for the
выдержишь.
weak.
Конечно, у
Some
меня
secrets are
хилов
better left
миллион.
uncovered. Don't even try.
Задуматься
It
об этом.
occurs to you that you're not
Просто слой
even
непрекаянной жизни
holding the
птичьего
jacket
дерьма, которое ее
itself.
покрывает.
It smells like a dead sea
Только
creature,
пахнет, как дохлое
tanned
морское
with grey
животное.
strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the
Для
tide.
чего сделан
but
этот слой?
somehow it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk.
Это
If not,
сильно с меня
why?
хватит.
Why did you think about it? Look at your hands.
Тереть руки о
The cup.
штаны.
What? No. Then it'll just be on your
Ты никогда не
pants.
избавишься от запаха. Нормально. Или уже завтра вернем. Хотя, блять, а вдруг он умрет без этой куртки нахуй завтра или что-то еще случится плохое. Ну давай церковь посмотрим сначала. Мне любопытно, что в церкви. Может там Руби?
Wooden doors. The lock turn feels like electricity.
Присутствие электричества и очень маленького ничто.
A
Идемте.
great whoosh of air rushes into the dark in the heart of the city.
Heart of the City. А, ее прачки надо типа помыть. Ебать, легкие. Рентген. Да, но за сегодня мы Руби точно не найдем, я чувствую. Странное спокойствие. Здесь нужно идти, а не бежать. Типа провалишься иначе. Я музыка. Гротескная деревянная фигура выглядит законченной лишь наполовину. Еще бы хоть что-то видно здесь было. Фонарь. Ну, кстати, да, надо было еще фонарь таскать. Когда инструменты не нужны. Доска заполнена сложными уравнениями, похоже, их написали недавно. Что связано с радиочастотами. О, это может быть Руби. Она же там что-то с с радио мутило, да? И по наркоте, и вообще в целом. Кто-то оставил открытый молитвенник. А полутать его можно? Нельзя, увы.
The silence in this
Тишину и счастье в церкви практически можно потрогать. Все движения, все шорохи, производимые живыми существами, пропали. Кажется, во всем мире не осталось ничего, кроме этой церкви. Может быть, если стать в нужном месте, даже твои шаги будут совершенно бесшумными. Стоп, кажется, я до сих пор что-то слышу. И вот уже этого больше нет. Не осталось почти ничего, лишь тихий, еле слышный гул. Ты едва слышишь даже собственное дыхание, закричать во всю глотку, топнуть ногой, хлопнуть в ладоши. Давай заорем. Едва слышный вопль, тишайший шепот. Это тревожит.
After which the silence fills. The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then,
Can you hear anything?
Вы что, не слышите? Почти ничего, это меня
The
начинает
church
пугать.
just has strange
Странная
acoustics,
акустика,
some
какие-то
engineering tricks.
инженерные шуточки.
his
Ух, эти
detached
инженеры,
tone
лишь бы
conceals how
пошутить.
uncomfortable ears.
Происходит нечто
The
странное.
lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense
Смотрите
him.
вверх.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become
Так,
barely
восприятие у
visible.
меня высокое.
Then
Ну давай, ну
disappear
83 же
completely
не
in
может
the darkness
обосраться,
of the
правда?
tower overhead.
Не может, отлично. Так, и что там сверху? Труп какой-нибудь сейчас будет висеть, да? Труп выпотрошенный в форме креста. Ну или нихуя не будет.
It's like there's something moving
Там
up
словно бы
there.
что-то движется, в башне
A
появилась
shadow
тень,
has
и она
emerged
направляется
from
к
the
тебе,
tower
пробирается
and
между
is
других
making its
теней.
way
На
toward-
потолке?
Yes.
Ну,
The
тебе кажется, что
darkness
без
makes
долга
the
бесконечно
sickness
далек.
climbing,
Она спускается вниз,
climbing
пытаясь за
down,
балки, после
holding.
движениями
It's not
тени.
a shadow anymore.
Что все
becoming
больше
more
материализуется,
substantial
спускается
as it
какое-то
gets-
животное.
Is there something up there?
Oh no. You've lost sight.
Блять.
Prepare for an attack.
Готовься к атаке. Моргнуть. О, фак. Ебать, Человек-паук.
You see something
Кто-то
hanging
висит на
from the
стропилах
rafters,
и
looking
глядит прямо на тебя
straight
своими
at you.
черными
Maybe
глазами.
it's possible to
Может быть,
talk
возможно
to
с ним
it.
поговорить? Ебать. А тут что, мистика какая-то будет? Или это
Is
просто
that
наркоша
a man?
какой-то?
A man made
Это
of
человек,
the
будто
same
вытащенный из того же
stuff as
древа,
the
что и
carpentry
конструкция
of the
здания. Он
building.
пристально
He is
изучает тебя.
studying you intently.
Это полиция,
The
выходите.
man leaned forward a little, fixing you.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright.
Я, ёпта,
You
вообще
come to the
ничего не
right
боюсь. Пес.
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she
Я
will
не
take
пил
your
уже
This
с начала
man is
игры.
obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Hey, and what was that about? The bottle again? You haven't even
Вот-вот,
drank
база.
that much
Мы,
lately.
блядь, завязываем с этой
Lay off
хуйней.
it already.
Мы
Shit.
только таблетки кушаем, чтобы статы были подходящие под проверки. Я полицейский, я хочу задать тебе несколько вопросов, которые связаны с моей работой. Я ничего не знаю о пристрастии к
Oh,
алкоголю.
yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all
Я
the
всё в
way. I
порядке,
know it's hard
спасибо.
to admit that you got a problem. I was like you once.
Чел, да нет
You
никаких
know,
проблем.
actually, since we're here, you may want
Ой,
to...
Ким,
Look at
блядь,
these
не души,
crazes.
долбоёбы
What
какие-то,
is
согласен.
this shit?
То есть, конечно же, хорошо, но я бы хотел поговорить о самовольном захвате церковной
The only
собственности.
thing we need to talk about is how the mother can really help you home. This is the
Ты,
church
ёпты,
of the
спустись
mother of
сюда,
Sight.
мамка
You
тишины.
are welcome here.
Ты что, только что спустился из-под купола
Sure
церкви?
did, Holmes.
У меня есть ощущение, что жить под потолком церкви незаконно, пока не знаю почему, но это наверняка
Oh
так.
man, I would love to see that statue. I'm sure I'd be trespassing. I done my share of illegal shit. Used to be in a gang, the whole deal. But even memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Все больше и больше людей теряют память при знаменовании беды.
Nah, Ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name. But those syllables don't mean much to your place amongst your fellas. Your place in the world.
Меня зовут Гарри
I ain't got
Тюбюа,
no
и мое
use for
место в
such a
мире
place
лейтенант, дважды
anymore.
That's
эфрейтор.
just the thing, Holmes.
Вот сука.
None of
Дважды
that
эфрейтор, между прочим. В
matters.
смысле не значит. Что ты здесь
This is a
делаешь?
special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into I circled it. Nurtured by the silence bestowed by
Припасть
the
прямо
moon.
к нему он сможет.
One of
Понял.
these days,
А что
I'll
за
be pure in
это,
all.
мать?
That's no
Жива?
simple question. I
Не
said.
могу не спросить.
She is one who can be painted. Old school. She is a cavity in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me.
His adoration is beyond sexual.
Его обожание не несет сексуального... Бля, а что он должен, типа, сексуальный оттенок своей матери подкатывать? Ну это как-то было быть совсем нездорово. А, что произойдет, когда ты припадешь к
I will be
проколу?
incinerated.
Я сгорю,
but
но
not
не
destroyed.
исчезну.
Finally, I won with the state of the world
А
before
может ты просто
reality.
заменяешь один наркотик другим?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful.
Too gleeful those words. He
Он
is
лжет не
lying
вам, но самому
to you.
себе.
to his
Вера тоже...
very
О, опиум для
eyes.
I
народа.
heard
Все
that
так.
before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion?
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
В твоем организме циркулируют вещества помощнее алкоголя. Кажется, я подсел на любовь, я до сих пор страдаю от похмелья.
She took you for a good
Матрос
spin,
свой
huh?
бросила, да?
Don't worry, bro.
Не переживай, бро,
That
это
love
любовь
is
лишь
but
капля
a
по сравнению с
drop
океаном
into
любви
the
матери.
ocean. The mother will eat all of you.
Матерь
and
поглотит тебя
never
целиком,
spit you.
никогда не отторгнет. Эй, я вовсе не осуждаю, у меня самого проблемы с
I can
наркотиками.
see, and it saddens me. But devotion can save you.
Нет, давай-ка мы все-таки
It's
садимся,
safe
что у нас
me.
разные взгляды,
I
братан.
know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Я по-прежнему не понимаю, что ты
I'm
делаешь.
Seraph Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Спой что-нибудь мне к опу
I
суперзвезде.
ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking.
Мгм.
He
Спеть
lost
не
his
будет,
cool there
короче.
for a moment.
Видимо, это все-таки
Seems
задел.
like it's
Хорошо,
so low.
хорошо. А как ты вообще нашел эту
Hard to
церковь?
say. I think I did some construction work
Ага,
here.
строителем был.
Back when I still had material worries. Up there, been spending a lot of time here ever since. The
Интересно,
past
что
is
он тут
nothing to
жрет?
me now, eh?
Вот что мне интересно.
It didn't belong to me.
The sinewy figure lingers
Ты
on the
спустишься
wooden
ко мне
knees,
или нет, Птина?
blending into the shadows.
Ты здесь давно не знаешь, почему эта церковь
Police
заброшена?
raid.
Как-то
a
раз
while
сюда
back.
нагрянула
Did you witness
полиция.
it?
Вы были
Not
свидетелем?
really. Or at least I don't remember
Любил,
much
да?
of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the
Рейверы хотят превратить это место в ночной клуб.
ones in the tent outside, right?
Это те, что палатки? Да, я их
see
видел. Думаю, они меня
Think
боятся.
scared of
А им стоит бояться?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny.
Они довольно
I
забавные,
don't
кроме того,
harm
они
no
никому не
one.
причиняют
Though
вреда.
he used to.
Хотя раньше причинял
a long
когда-то
time
давно.
ago.
Вы что думаешь по
Why
поводу
not?
клуба? Почему бы и нет?
They wouldn't
Они мне
bother
тут
me
ничего не
none.
помешают.
I'm usually
Обычно
way
наверху
up there
преисполняюсь.
in Bible.
Боюсь даже представить,
Ain't no
что
music on
он
earth
вкладывает
that
слово
can reach where I
преисполняться.
go. Might even be nice to have
Компания
some
будет даже
He said
веселее.
that in spite of himself,
Все-таки привязан к
he's
людям
more
больше, чем
attached to the
хотелось бы
human
думать.
than he'd like to think.
Ты не знаешь, где сейчас другой жутик?
Other spooker?
Понятия не имею, дружище.
Esa viejita es muy estudiosa.
Погоди, то есть в церкви действительно живет кто-то
Don't
еще,
know,
и это
Holmes.
Еджита.
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young.
На самом деле она довольно молодая.
Or
Она
maybe
что-то-
not.
Опа!
That young.
Wait,
А она
What if-
рыженькая
Did it ever
вообще.
seem to you like she was hiding here from something?
You mean like a fugitive? No, man. Quite the opposite. I don't think
I see. And where is
I told you, Holmes. I
Уже вы
don't
тут
know.
живете.
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. I'm afraid not, Essay. You just
or search through her radio computer.
Залезть в радиокомпьютер. А посмотреть мне на него не дадут? Типа, как он вообще выглядит? Вообще человек, не человек? Отбившаяся стеклянная панель. Так, а что у нас здесь? Лутислав. Болевой порог. А это куда у нас надевается? На шею. Драма или болевой порог? Ну, драмы больше дают, давай пока драму, но вообще будем знать, что у нас есть такая штука. Красивая, брат. Нарисовала Ленина на завершем окне. Мороз покрасил стекло цветами, теперь ничего не видно. Ой, как я люблю, когда зимой такая фигня с окнами происходит, такая красота. Вообще, огонь. Паук опутал деревянную резную колонну своей паутиной. Кто я такой, чтобы спорить? Эмпатия +1, неплохо. Подайте вот немножко деньжищ, тоже хорошо. Какую-то копеечку мы все-таки заработаем с этого, да, дела. А что у нас здесь еще имеется? Холодного ветра, который сдает воздушных галерею, мурашки похожи. Да нормально все. Кто-то подключил внешний источник энергии к этой антенне. Магнитофон на 2 катушки крутится в холостую. Тут же узнал, что снаружи зубчатая молния. Портативный магнитофон Херман в уши. Или в уши.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Но эта машина выглядит точности как то, что было в проклятой торговой зоне.
Quite similar to the one we have down at the station.
The one you saw earlier.
Это ты видел RAM Civic, а это RAM Perfect. Модель RC7024. Центральный процессор Фельд и принтер Interim, совместимый с устройствами RAM. Дай-ка я, бля, разберусь. На глазах видны подсвеченные зеленые кнопки воспроизведения и печати. Крышка центрального отсека распахнута. Дай посмотрим, что там внутри. Под крышкой покоится пуп, состоящий из множества перекрещенных волокон. Журнал. Февраль-март. Еще один злой болт памяти. Нажми воспроизведение, чтобы связаться с ретранслятором. Давай. Приветствую, пожалуй, дама, с его голоса и лицо. Опять, что ли? Личный журнал. И вон, это снова я, как поживаете?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Я заглянул в ядро, но на узловом блоке памяти написано только журнал Февраль-март.
Good. Please repeat.
Подтвердите пароль.
Maybe he knows something.
Может быть, он что-то знает. Это полиция, пожалуйста, скройте эту штуку.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder, Fortress
Ну и вон, ну ты, конечно...
Afraid we're not doing that.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Мой день рождения. А можешь подсказать немножко?
No,
Увы.
received. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Вот из Accident как-то компания в проклятой торговой
I
зоне.
have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinique.
Saint-Bruno. That's the church.
Да-да-да.
And Rue.
Anything else I can help
Спасибо, но пока
sleep
все.
well,
Давай,
Fortress?
давай, вон. Так, ну пойдем поговорим с этим челом. Сейчас только посмотрим, что он там за мысль нам дает. Наша робо-броня. Прикольно было бы, конечно, весь сет собрать свой рамок. Везде координации против врагов броня FT-500. Тут какие-то бои еще будут? Кого? Серьезно? Это в какой-то момент будет тактическая ролевая игра? Что надо использовать контактные микрофоны? Возможно.
Oh, hey, Way. There's
Кофе. Это ты случайно не слышал, что Иджит называл радиокомпьютеру пароль?
Too many times, essay.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of.
Это необходимо для расследования особо тяжкого преступления убийства, совершенного Мартинезе.
Don't sweat it, Vato.
Пароль за жизнь и смерть.
Why you think of that? Makes me almost pity.
Что там говорил про копию, что-то знакомое, где я уже это
Look,
слышал.
man, I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of them. I think we're done here, essay.
That was. However, I'm still not sure whether we.
Расслабься, Ким, у нас все равно уже скоро ночь, и мы уже никого не найдем, так что давай немножко развлечемся.
The machine's keyboard. The speaker comes.
Good evening, but good. Please, good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the code, Fortress accident, is there anything? sleep well.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. Behind another filament, the printer prints out a long text doc. The first entry made on the 4th of February.
Запись 4 февраля 51-го.
Arrived at the
Я в
church.
церкви, дверь
The
была
door was
заколочена,
boarded
так
up.
что пришлось
So I used the
воспользоваться
crowbar
монтировкой,
to get
чтобы попасть
inside.
внутрь.
Looks
Похоже,
like
это место
the place has
заброшено.
been
Ничего необычного,
deserted.
надо поспрашивать местных.
Nothing out of the
Нужно
ordinary.
сообразить, как
But
провести
I'll
сюда
ask. The
электричество.
lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printer.
4th of February.
Больше месяца
That's
назад.
over a month ago. Whoever
Думаешь,
set
что
up
жена
those
может быть связана
machines
с нашим
are
делом?
case. No, I don't think so.
Местная
It must be some
чудачка.
note.
6th of
Посмотрим.
February,
6
51.
февраля
Had a little
51-го.
chat with the local
Поговорил с
fishermen.
местными рыбаками. Говорят, не
Said I
стоит держаться
shouldn't
подальше
go
от того
near
места,
that place,
что в
that
церкви
the church
жутковато и
was
полно
spooky
наркотиков.
and
Здесь,
ridden
правда, немного
with
жутковато. До
narcotics.
сих пор не знаю, как быть
It's
с
a little
электричеством.
see, even one of the spookers that said, what was that about narcotics?
Что там про наркотики?
This
Любопытно.
sea, ridden with narcotics,
Мгм.
just like
Да,
Andres
наркотики.
said.
I doubt that we can find
Знаешь,
any.
что мы здесь что-то найдем? Ты
It's
решетка с
just
рыбаков,
idle
тише
fishermen.
пугать.
Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned.
Then why doth the lieutenant protest against spending time? 7th
Третья
of
запись.
February,
7 февраля 51-го. Наконец-то есть электричество. Следующий пункт программы — новая антенна. Может, Терри Эскер? Нужна какая-нибудь передовая модель. Зачем ей
Why would
антенна?
anyone need any of this equipment here?
Мгм.
8th of February, 51.
8 февраля 51-го. Пришлось купить антенну. Возникли некоторые сложности при
Called
настройке.
Simo for help.
Ему
Heard the
помог.
others are back
Говорят,
to
остальные
making
вернулись к
art,
искусству. Ты где-то за
Drinking
городом.
somewhere out of town.
Станислав снова собрал
Станислав
группу.
started a
Лекси
rock band
порошайничает.
Lexi has been seen, but at least the
По крайней мере, эти
artists have their
художники хоть
act
как-то устроили
together.
свою жизнь. Это
They
профессионалы, они
qualified
могут работать в
labor.
различных сферах.
can get work
Графический дизайн,
anywhere.
реклама.
Graphic
У
design,
программистов
ads.
тоже дела неплохо. Но я
programmers
имею в
are
виду, они
doing
же
fine
программисты,
too.
а вот у
I
писателей у
mean,
этих
they're
все
I
хреново.
just have to find out what caused that
Нужно лишь
data
выяснить,
loss
что вызвало
and be
потерю
done with
данных
it.
для
Still
восконца.
don't understand how it managed to wipe out the
Потеря
Seems
данных.
like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about that. Something about the backup data getting destroyed. And how everyone thought it was the
Художники,
author's fault.
программисты, лексик,
I
это все
think
эти
these people
люди.
worked in the radio computer games business. One
Бывшие
recently
коллеги
doing
ее.
commercial.
12th of February,
Иди в
51.
магазин за едой.
Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently,
Церковь все
there's a
готово,
strike
начну
going
завтра в
on.
8:00.
We are nearing the date of the murder.
Мгм.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that.
25th of February,
Уже какое-то время
51.
занимаюсь пересылкой данных в
I've been sending
Lintel,
data
то есть
up
создать
to
потерю
Lintel
данных, но
for a
пока
while
ничего.
Trying to recreate the
Любопытная
data
пространственная
loss.
звуковая
but
аномалия в
nothing.
дальней части церкви.
Didn't
Звои
even
воронкой.
feel like
Не
logging in.
затягивает
The
звук, нужно добыть
disappointment.
Is she
микрофоны.
talking about?
28th of
Да, первые
February,
же записи подтвердили, что
51.
воронка вполне реальна, я не
Yes,
схожу с ума.
the
Это
first
столб тишины
recordings
диаметром около
confirmed
3
that
метров.
swallow
Похоже, чем
is
выше я
real,
поднимаюсь,
and
тем
I'm
меньше могу
not just
записать.
losing
Возможно,
my
это
mind.
совпадение.
It's a
Или
pillar
это
of
может быть связано с
silence
потерей
with a
данных, что
diameter of
привело меня
approximately
сюда.
3 meters. Seems like
The pillar of silence.
Столб тишины, она
She
действительно говорит о
is talking
тишине.
about the silence.
Неужели он предполагает, что
Is
это не
she
просто
suggesting
архитектурная
it's more
особенность
than just an
здания?
architectural quirk?
Что это может быть
the
такое?
lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the
Восьмой
March
запись.
51.
Март
Some kind of
51-го.
young
Рядом с
disco
церковью
men
появились какие-то
have
юные
appeared next
дискотечники.
to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out
Это же
I've
песня в
also
стиле
been
неодиск
capturing.
снова и снова.
Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came. That disco man must be a
Цель.
saint.
Girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51.
Мне
I got a
позвонился
call
трансляtor,
from the
кто пытался
repeater
получить
station.
доступ к радиокомпьютеру в
Someone
нашем
has
старом.
tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do
Это
anything
я
about
пытался.
it.
Да-да-да,
The
это мы
storekeeper
пытались.
still doesn't want to let me.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
Это нормально
No,
все.
no. It was a great idea. You're learning thing. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles.
Такая пара
Crackers.
баллонов.
You're reading interrupted by
Ой.
the sound of the church door. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Ой, Вэй, добрый день. Вы похожи на зомби. Им, блядь, доставай ствол. Им, ствол.
Breaking into my
Это
radio
взломать мой
computer, I
радиокомпьютер,
see.
да? Эй, ну я не
Yes.
дочитал.
You are breaking in, but not into her radio computer.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Уверяю вас, я опытный радиовзломщик, я не взламываю ваш компьютер, я лишь использую его для доступа к военным каналам коалиции. Не просто взламываем его, я пытаюсь раскрыть загадочную тайну, найти свою потерянную личность.
You won't find any answers
Вы не
from here.
надейтесь ответов.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now, please
Тут
give me
ничего не
some.
сломать. Да мы просто
We should
почитали.
talk to her after she has rebooted.
Нужно с ней поговорить. Ну давай поговорим.
What is it?
Что вы хотели? Я же ничего не сломал,
No,
правда?
you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
А вот совершенно случайно не ведущая программистка покинутого мира Вирала?
Yes.
Да.
or
Или уже нет?
no.
Этот проект почил.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something
Извините,
passes
но
over.
кто
I
вы?
am Sona Luukkanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned
Где
church.
человек, который живет на стропилах крыши? Ну знаете, что он
Yes.
здесь? Ну вот он вас
And-
видел. Пожалуй, действительно не
No.
имеет значения.
You're right. I'm not.
Вы не видели никого подозрительного, например, женщину по имени
What?
Руби?
No, no one's suspicious of.
She has not seen her, sire.
Мгм.
Tis true.
Видите, так много
I brought
машин.
them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Что насчет тех чаш с
They
водой?
are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move
Почему
them. I'm
радиокомпьютер
working.
для работы?
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core.
Could you just shh for a moment?
Зачем вам
I use
антенна?
the AR1 as my RAIN prefect's processing unit. Mm-hmm. Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
Я главный радиозвонщик, я знаю все.
Then you certainly know that all radio computers perform operations on air. So in order to gain more processing power,
P1
you need
хорошая
to... I
антенна.
guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable but it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for... Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around...
She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves.
Great.
Что вы делаете в заброшенной
You
церкви?
really like those questions, don't you?
Я полицейский, задать вопросы, моя работа.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You
Какое
can't. I'm looking
исследование?
for the location of a 2-millimeter hole in the world.
Мгм.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say
Проект
anything.
связан с потерей данных, о которых говорилось в вашем журнале.
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than. Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what do you think it is. What qualities does nothing...
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Мы живем в мире, в котором есть
I don't
прореха.
know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
Я не понимаю даже, как можно разговаривать о том, чего не существует, и уж тем более
You
измерить
measure
это.
it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the
Надо
tower
сейчас спросить
is
того
split
мужика,
into
что там
the shape.
находит. Нельзя.
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architecture?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of
Место,
the
где
data
живет
loss. I
человек-краб.
know,
Вы же не думаете, что человек-раб может быть в этом как-то
No.
замешан?
I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands type in hundreds of commands into the
Скажешь,
machine.
исследование продвигается не очень хорошо. Почему?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the swallow, the exact point is. And I don't have a. You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking. Great. Thanks.
Что вы думаете по поводу анодной танцевальной
What?
музыки?
I hate it.
Потому что 40 это же будущее танцевальной
Maybe I'd
музыки.
have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind, it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping.
Понятно. Что вы думаете по
No
поводу
idea
клуба
what
для
it has
анодной
to do with it.
танцевальной
This is
музыки?
about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some
Они тут
news.
не ночной клуб хотят
Take a
построить, и
guess,
что
why
же?
don't you?
Какое-нибудь общественное пространство для помощи пожилым людям?
I can't believe they got you so easily.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Все страньше и страньше. Та что тут?
In white, silver,
Страшное
and
окно.
apricot faience, the young
О, да,
mother
мать
of
гуманизма.
humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body.
Красиво.
She is impossibly tall. Cradled in her arms are a pair of
На
glowing
колени.
lungs, clearly visible.
Нет.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet.
Смотреть наверх.
The woman looks down at you, standing there. She towers among her followers, architects,
Видишь ее грустную
laymen,
улыбку, блеск сине-зеленых
courtiers.
глаз. Что она
There
означает?
is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? As
Страдание.
that soft word passes through your mind, the
На ум
lieutenant
приходит
draws an
нежное слово. Клинок,
X-shaped
лейтенант
cross
крестится от
from
плеча к
shoulder to
плечу.
shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light
Так,
of
а я
the
смогу
window
повторить? Да,
above you.
белое.
The woman still
Так, у меня
smiles,
точно
a
была
distant smile,
энциклопедия. О, мы
sundered
прочли
by the
книгу,
crack
кстати.
in the glass.
Так, погоди. У меня точно была энциклопедия. Вот, энциклопедия +2. И, возможно, где-то еще была. Или нет?
The mother of humanism stands above
Да,
you,
мне знаю, что
a
там от
precious and
гуманизма.
compact, despite the damage you've done to yourself.
Но
The title
надежно
appears
хранится в твоем
lodged in your
гиппокаме.
hippocampus.
Каме,
This
кампе.
is her innocence,
Это Долорес
Dolores
Дей, та
Day,
самая.
the
Все это
innocence of
гуманизм,
humanism,
интернационализм социального государства.
internationalism. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still. And will
Только что
haunt
все
you
такое светоч.
forever,
Я читал одну
as it
книжку про это,
haunts
там было
all
так
men. The
размыто
highest
написано.
category of historic individual.
Высший
An
вид исторической
embodiment
личности,
of the
воплощение
world's
мирового духа,
spirit. In a
тиран.
way, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party. A precedent that has taken place. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are in. No, we are alone.
Нет, мы одни. Что еще мне про
Many
нее
things,
известно?
you know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal
Она
of
была
Terry
умной?
Lee. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess. Sufficiently, she made the most of her position in the antediluvian court. A court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time. It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale.
Новый
A
новый
costly,
свет.
often tragic. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned. Set in
Ого.
wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already
Я
sun,
дальше хочу
as
еще.
did we all. The lands of the Mess and the Occident, and even far away Supram Windy, all in a city called Advesperaskit in Vespa Messina, her homeland. The name, she was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her
Ну, должно быть,
Theria,
была
oh yes,
красивой.
she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white one of the men in this secret service
Один из
killed
агентов
her.
секретной службы убил
22
22
years
года
later.
спустя.
A young man who had come to suspect
Долорес Дей,
that
ничего,
Dolores
какое-то
Day,
иное существо.
something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not
Мы
thousands
должны
of
были ко
years,
всему
until
прийти
he
сами.
decided to Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man thought to be insane. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to
Было ли в ней
mass
что-то
hysteria.
пугающее?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic, although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever
Действительно было
live.
нечто
She was the
зловещее.
most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers, the Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating she adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores.
Lieutenant Yefreiter, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Буржуазных. Блять. Почему люди вообще так долго терпели и не пристрелили эту буржуазную штучку раньше? Она не человек.
Okay. This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should go. The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of
Известно об этом
It's a
месте.
minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after
Ты что
Revolution.
ты
There
знаешь
used
об
to be
этом?
7 stave churches on the coast. Lesetsa, they called them.
Все,
Seven
7
sisters.
сестер. Угу.
Only one remains. The rest were
Горели во
burnt
время
in the
революции,
revolution.
разобраны
We should be
материалы.
respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here.
There it is again. A small pang of guilt. It's
Ты
time
знаешь,
to ask
почему
what
это место
happened.
I have a
заброшено?
theory, yes. There was a
Есть
police
кто-то
raid a
проходил
while back.
полицейская
I
облава,
heard the
что
place
тут
was
все
shut.
решили
The old woman
пулями.
in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She
Мгм.
has more
Ты
respect.
организовал
Your station was
наш
involved, I
участок,
hear,
да?
although I can be sure.
Ты не
3
уверен?
precincts were involved in the raid, and people say precinct 41 was one of them.
Я полагаю, я мог бывать здесь
I'm
раньше.
sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
Если я действительно был здесь раньше, должен знать, что я здесь делал.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really
Все-таки
don't,
можно
it
будет
happened a
попробовать и
while ago.
позвонить.
It's an important to our business in
Так, и
Martinez.
что нам нужно? Визуальный анализ, да? Что-то, по-моему, тоже из шмоток должно быть. Но если что, вкачаем. У нас прям статов супер много скопилось. Парочку можно и потратить. Что-то вот на некоторые статы мы прям так дофига нашли, а на некоторые вообще ни хрена нету. Вот визуальный анализ. На минус визуальный анализ у меня что-то есть? Нету, да? Ну давай потраим.
The mother of humanism
28.
stands
Опа!
above the sharp
Увы. Увы. Бенч. Берите меня на визуальный анализ к лимиту,
The
просто
mother
миллион
of
бонус.
humanism stands above you. Nothing.
Увы.
Just the edge of
Можно было бы обузить, но я, наверное, закину еще один все-таки стат. Нет, если с ним не получится, то уже можно будет
the mother
подобузить.
of humanism stands above
58.
jigsaw
Отлично.
broken shards.
Ля,
falls
какая
into place
красота,
in
ты
front of you.
посмотри.
A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass
Зречные
window.
осколки витража остаются в
Before
своих
it was
местах,
shattered, there
действующие
was an
кусочки
old one
головоломки.
beneath the younger one. And a text. A
Лейтмотив.
leitmotiv
Почему-то
below.
мозаика разбилась. Пули?
Unknown.
Неизвестно. Это женщина постарше.
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the
А, это
Navigator.
самая Ирен Мари
She is
плавательница.
depicted as an older woman wearing
Да,
thick-rimmed
держу другой
eyeglasses,
скипетр.
holding a golden rights apfel in one hand. Small figures of wise men, common men. Worshippers walk up
Мгм.
the stairs to
Ты
stand
видишь, что там написано?
below both women. in
А
luminous
преслави
black letters.
морт, а пресламорт
Après la
лави
vie,
де
mort. Après
А,
la
слушай, это
And
похоже
then,
на
along the
пароль.
left side, après le monde.
Death, life again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years,
Почему
it was deemed
перестали
subservient
девиз
to use
МРГМ
a strongly
использовать?
moral intern-related motto. We
Мгм.
already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as
Не для
too
настоящих
feminine.
мужиков.
Justice,
Правосудие,
union,
не
prudence,
благоразумие,
and force.
сила. Пепс. Почти бепс. Мне старый вариант больше
So do
нравился.
I.
Мне тоже. Увы.
The mother of humanism towers above.
Так, ну что я могу сказать? Все, вроде больше тут делать больше нечего. Берем логику. И все вроде, да, остальное. Остальное дефолт. Так, может быть, я что-то тебе еще могу сказать, подруга?
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean?
Нет,
Great.
ничего не могу,
Так.
увы. А этому Шипздик ушел, да? Он уже не вернется к нам. Так, ну пошли к этим панкам зайдем. Спросим с них за мюзику.
A young man with peroxide blonde.
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibbity, skibberdanger. I am the rearranger.
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
So
Bench,
you had a
bench,
talk
bench.
with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Yeah, gotta compare. I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way a sticker. You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me? Seems like my creation has found its way into the legal bureaucracy. The dead guy smiling. He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always
Нихуя он
living the
философ.
present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore, or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic.
Or drugged out of his mind, come to think of it.
Может, он додолбался до беспамятства.
Or drunk, or in a clinical coma, or glad to be dead. I guess one could write an entire treatise on that. You heard me. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us.
Так я попал уже в церковь, аля. Мудень.
Huh? I see you're here again. Nah, you heard me.
Видимо, надо с другим челом поговорить,
Hi
да?
again. So, how are things going?
Ты говоришь, что церковь принадлежит каким-то церковникам. Кто они
Oh
такие?
yeah, that's a meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. You know, of Meteo. Meteo, a country on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise... And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the... You're right, they do. The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnass. Love is hardcore.
Unity.
Unity. Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
Я не совсем понимаю, о чем такая еще компашка. Ничего не говорите, просто наслаждаться ритмом.
Feels good.
Какая еще
Your
компашка?
posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
Такое ощущение, что ты просто произносишь какие-то случайные слова. Любовь, компашка, пошумим.
Are we? Yeah!
Ты прав, партия основателей, это просто не может не радовать. Танцевальная музыка действительно учит любви, как и церковь перекарнасцев. Думаю, любой действительно может быть
Oh
довольно
yeah!
хардкорный.
It's coming around. You're getting it. Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarp.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to...
The one with the large head is still... You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going.
Пело просит
You've
танцев.
got it in you.
Я понимаю, что Нек наставил, что не так с
He's a
Айкамоном.
quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master,
MC?
you know, a host, a declaimer of
Доволен
slogans.
публику.
Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then. And
Как ты с ним
Well,
общаешься?
he's just kind of here. I don't really know how
Ты
to
еще когда-нибудь говорил
communicate.
с ним?
Yeah, sometimes. When I like stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot.
the man smiles mysteriously, choosing. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Вот. Насчет двери, ведущей в церковь. Долго эти люди сидят там заперти?
Not long, like a week maybe.
Как ты можешь быть уверен в том, что они не умерли с голоду?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
85% вполне себе неплохо, никто не вечно, ребятки.
That's exactly. The cage of the rage, rough blaze.
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one is...
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Я там все проверил.
And what happened?
Я поговорил с челиком с потолка.
Oh man, the crab man you mean? Who is he? What did you think?
Честно говоря, мне он показался нормальным, глубоко духовный
Really?
товарищ.
Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Судя по всему, в основном молится и проповедует. Не создаст нам проблем.
Noid is right.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Мужчина сказал, что ничего против вас
I
не
don't
имеет.
know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy
Мне
climbing
кажется, вы
around
ему
when
вообще
all
по
the guests...
барабану,
I
когда
guess
другие
it's not
люди.
a massive problem. Now,
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one, a programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
Потому что вы были не до конца
Come
честны со
on,
мной.
man. Who will you trust? Feel the love. Get down and feel it. You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise.
Ей не
About the
понравилось
dance
тебе
club
словом
what
о
a
модной
pity.
музыке.
That's my favourite thing in the world. And she does...
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? Unity! Dance! And you can't just evict her?
Не, нихера, придется найти
Look
другое
at you,
решение.
on 'em.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a work. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church. The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Она втянется, тут любой бы втянулся, только слушайте этот сумасшедший ритм.
Wonderful. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
Не старайтесь угонять ее оттуда, но могу пытаться уговорить.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend. Yes. What?
Неси с собой воду.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church
Еще и
even has...
дистиллированная.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel...
It's like he's lying to you, my
Да он
liege.
врет, да?
But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
Еще чувствую запах эфира, почему бы
Ether?
это?
I don't smell ether.
No,
He sniffs the air. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act. However, their breathing is regular. Their jaws stay put and their...
The what now? Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor, looking to the souffleur for his lung.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up.
По-моему, все у тебя в
Yes,
порядке.
that's all Nosefed's doing. Without the no...
Nosefed is the shit.
А можно ли немного?
Sure. Here you go, officer. The noser. Blast away.
Зачем пусковая жидкость для
The
двигателя?
engine starting fluid.
Is the amiable speed freak becoming a bit cross with you? Sounds like it.
И что за двигатели?
What's with the goddamn Romangarod earrings? It's
Keep on it, sire.
Расслабься, и как вам повышенное содержание эфира работает?
I guess it does.
You're not completely satisfied yet.
No idea, man.
Угу.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Блин, это какая-то белая проверка, да?
Goodbye, officer. Huh? Huh?
Nah, you heard me.
The young man with the
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core! All right! Yeah!
he furrows his brow as he
Hardcore! Ah!
Is it though? But is it? I mean, really?
I am the mic enforcer. I am the...
Угу. Так, погоди, его как-то можно разговорить.
Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the... Internally coherent. All core!
he furrows his brow.
Hardcore!
Is it though? But is it? I mean, really?
Under the radar.
Угу. Нельзя, да?
We're close. True. Hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be. Yakokata. We're close. True. Hardcore. Hardcore. Internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah.
He furrows it.
Hard.
Is it though?
One mind. One.
Да, можно, но что-то я пока не очень понимаю, как это сделать.
Internally. All core.
He furrowed.
Hard.
The question is, what is the question? But there was a question?
True.
Вот сука наркоша ебучий.
He furrows it.
Hardcore. Ah.
The question is, what? But there was no question.
True. Hardcore. Yeah.
This young man adds a capital G before the H. In
The Y to the E to the yeah.
he missed one A.
I'm the hard rhymer. The track attack.
Сука.
True. Hardcore. Hardcore to internally coherent. All core. All.
He furrowed.
Hardcore.
The question is, what is? But there was no.
Блять, как я доходил-то до туда, твою мать, я забыл.
Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the True. Hardcore. Yeah.
This young man,
The Y to the yeah.
he missed one.
It's nice to be important. True. Hardcore. Hardcore to internally coherent. All core. Gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's my job. 2 on a track. True. Internally coherent. All core. Gotta get the people.
Yeah.
True. Hard. Hard. Internally. All core. Gotta get the people going.
Yeah.
Блять,
Request.
тихо.
True. Hardcore. Hardcore to internally coherent. All core. Gotta get the people. I'm the party boy. It's my job. Hardcore party 24/7 beyond the winter's orbits.
Блять, я только с говнарями какими-то, блять, не общался.
Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core.
He furrows his.
Hardcore.
The question is, what is it? But there was a question.
True. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the True. Hard. Internally coherent. All core.
He furrows.
Hard.
Is it though? But is it? I mean, no, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain. Right, don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hard. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, isn't something holding it back from being hyper? It's like it's only ultra. I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
Это
We can
гипер-хардкор.
all hear it's not hyper hardcore. If figures of authority keep telling us things are hyper when they're clearly
Ну
not.
ладно, я передумал. Это супер
Fuck
хардкор.
yeah, I knew it. No nation, but transnation. No
О!
war, but class war.
Ебать, база потекла, мужики. Значит, ты не экстрасенс,
He's not a
коммунист?
communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey.
Yeah, with the rebel, yeah.
Зачем ты не коммунист? Коммунизм это
I could be
истина.
a communist if you want.
Please don't turn him into a communist.
Oh yeah, turn him into a communist. Come
Становись
on.
коммунистом,
It would
эй,
be
камон,
super.
будущее нуждается в тебе.
Aye.
Видимо, теперь он коммунист. Отлично. Мы сделали.
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he is. Germania.
Yeah, Rever
Unless you were thinking Revershow imperative right now.
hardcore superstar.
Don't be a lunatic.
Yeah,
Unless you were. That's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And a cop.
communism rules the nation.
Как держать мой зажигательный товарищ?
Here comes the
You could swear you feel the bright future.
Когда показывает светлое будущее рабочего класса, отражается широченные улыбки и камоны, и след от тебя подложка посасывает от предвкушения революции.
Revolution makes your toes
Тебя
curl.
зовут Жермен?
dark hardcore. Basically, yes, it is. Lungs are for love. When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved
Буржуазная
it back.
любовь, буржуазная богиня к миру, который стремительно становится все более буржуазным. Вот и все ваши легкие.
Objectively, it was good for its time. And I don't listen to that retrograde class warrior egg.
All right.
Так, ладно, мы тут считаем. Логику пошли прокать. Бенч, увы.
Huh? Hi again. So,
Okay.
Окей, let's go. Так я уже переоделся. На логику. По логике.
hi again. So,
A number of things.
Отлично,
don't
давай-ка
how
разберемся.
about Gather around, kids. The young speed freak puts down the one with the large head. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Давным-давно, не знаю когда и где, но тут явно не обошлось без предательства. Я заболел и превратился в тень, что сейчас перед вами. Но у меня есть основания полагать, что до того, как это случилось, я был детективом полиции.
But you still are.
Я достаточно неплохо справлялся и дослужился до звания лейтенанта Ефрейтора. Мог бы стать капитаном,
What
представляете?
happened?
Диско.
I've been trying to say if we need the next step. Shut it. What? I have.
Ну что ж, с того момента прошло 1000 лет, у меня еще кое-что осталось от
The
прежнего
young speed
детектива.
freak he senses something is wrong.
Они еще нарколабу хотят делать. Ну и свиньи, блять. Дело ведь не в открытии клуба. Палатка забита лабораторным оборудованием для производства наркотиков.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's
One speaker. They have one.
Один
speaker.
динамик. Так где его братишка? Он что,
What do you
потерялся?
mean, friend?
Второй динамик,
It's a
вот только
one-speaker
один.
system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
У вас нет наушников, разве Ассель не нужны наушники, чтобы крутить
What do
катушки?
you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
Я знаю, что вы их заложили, скорее всего, чтобы купить лабораторное оборудование и сырье для
I'm
наркотиков.
sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
Как на зафет нужного радиодействующего
He
вещества.
said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Дистиллированная вода — фундаментальный элемент чистой лаборатории.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point,
Тело из
Lawbringer?
эфир из купри ланж, растворитель, отлично подходит для выделения действующего вещества из раствора.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether. No shit. Fuck, man. It's difficult to get along with some people, but we're trying to make an effort. We are on a mission here.
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the...
What exactly is it you know? That's... Come on, that's...
Карается расстрелом на месте. Так что же мне с вами делать?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing.
Да мне вообще насрать, я просто хотел раскрыть дело. Делайте, что хотите, я буду делать, что хочу. Сейчас ты расскажешь мне, что на самом деле происходит, а там решим. Я умею быть снисходительным. Ты что, не слышал? Даже самый страшный коп на этом берегу использует все свои связи, чтобы сделать вашу жизнь невыносимой.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not gonna...
Because we are! We totally are!
We just gotta turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
А я вам
Like I
зачем?
told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this... No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably...
But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
Гоните бабло. Давайте в рамках закона. Никакой нарколаборатории, такой клуб анодной музыки.
Yeah!
I knew it. It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates. We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it.
This will be nothing. You can hear the ice crack underneath you. Outside, the last century waterfront development is crumbling in...
What? Okay, we'll try to do it without the drop. We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and
from here on it'll be
Так-то,
straight all
ёпта.
the way.
Goodbye.
Huh?
I said, nah. You heard me.
Ну что, одного сделали коммунистом и убедили их не барыжить наркотой, так что нормально.
What about me? No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. The eyebrow is exercising. It's like you're locked.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hand.
Так, а мне нужно больше авторитета. Я авторитета больше не прокачаю.
And you seem to regain control of yourself.
Я всего 4 могу сделать. Вот отстой. Вот отстой.
Good.
Не смогу разговорить его, да, получается, за всю игру. Возможно, там потом как-то поменьше будет требования, если мы закрешимся еще сильнее.
I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's worth.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquent.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I know. I should have been able to... May I ask? What did you tell them? Thank you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
Так-то, ёпта. Никаких наркотиков. Так, ну пойдем еще раз, уже ночь. В принципе, я думаю, мы уже вряд ли с кем-то особо поговорим. Пойдем еще раз в церковь зайдем. Возможно, там можно будет что-то сказать этой девчуле. Что мы типа порешали вопросики. Метнулись кабанчиком, так сказать.
Hey, her innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked old and little. You have the headless Falcon Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back. Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die. That's so very, very, very nifty. Nifty and...
Давай предложим ей фигурку. Не зря же я ее покупал 1000 лет назад. Похоже, не смогу дать эту фигурку. Что она всего лишь витраж. Что, например, задание еще не завершилось?
The mother of humanism. Why? That does seem.
Значит,
the
я думал
mother
просто
of
положить
humanism
ей.
towers above you. A wax
Ты имел в виду
painting
что-то
on a
другое.
cracked pane of glass. Nothing has.
Здесь сложный квест.
Yes, what is it? I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the.
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it. Hey, what makes the world go round? She stares at the terminal, completely oblivious.
Внушение нужно.
Yes, what is it?
Easy. When her research is done,
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
she thinks about it. A glossy look in her.
All right. Bring me the game's offside copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go. No, that's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk.
Okay, but still. It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on.
Взлом блока
It's stored on
памяти.
a filament memory.
She's making it extra simple.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact look. Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside.
Ой, я его отключил.
Just going in the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you.
Ой.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying,
Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
Ой.
Жавиза.
Блять,
Of
походу мы
course.
обосрались
Our
немножко,
project
да?
lead, Suliswov Javiza. God, he was always like it would have made a difference. The offside copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened.
Ой.
That data and the heads.
А она же не должна была холодной храниться.
I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy. This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost?
there's a solution. But she doesn't want to hand it up.
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means. Of course not. Anyway, I don't have my keys because she's from Martinez. And people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. Yes, but she literally started praying for the...
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange... Thanks.
Огромная монтировка. Опа. А помните, там же что-то было, что требовало супер монтировку, да?
It hurts a bit for her to say this. The legendary Cavalsand multi. This glorious multi-tool makes a regular pry bar completely.
Помните, там что-то было там для супер монтировки. Сила воли, концептуализация. Видимо, для этого мороженого и нужно было. Так, ну пойдем, прыгнем. А там, наверное, закрыто уже, да, будет? Типа ночь. Там, видимо, закрыто. Ну, давай попробуем. Если что, там, да, там еще какой-то... А, точно, мы же можем прям здесь зайти. Лол, 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 лол. Хорошо, что я разморозил, кстати, даже ждать не придется. Это я молодец, конечно.
This orange machine, you slip your fingers under the frozen.
Didn't Sona give you a perfect tool for this kind of job?
Как же я хорош. Так, бутылочка с амфетаминами мне не нужна. Вот что мне нужно. Опа.
This orange machine is dead
83.
still. It has
Нормально.
I squeeze
Да кого, чел?
and it's already unplugged.
Ты шутишь, что ли? Ну и кал.
This orange machine is dead still. Ice groans and howl. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost.
А где же
Of
мороженое?
ice cream would have been nice, yes.
You gently lift the cube. from its frosty.
We should take it back to Miss Lucan and kill as...
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament?
Ну,
There's a radio computer.
пойдем посмотрим, пойдем посмотрим. Давай, давай нахуй, бегом. Там что-то должно быть супер невероятное, супер охренительное, супер волшебное, потрясающее. 12 из 10. Так, это было комплюксером.
Tiles on the cube are still like a smooth draw. The filament slides into place.
Готовы, чат? Чат, готовы? Там будет что-то вообще охуенное, просто невероятное. Поехали.
The speaker comes to life. Statics.
Good evening, Fortress accident en route. Please repeat. Is this the offset copy? Good. Please repeat. No, that's not it.
Блять.
What does she mean? That's not it. What's the password then?
Да в смысле?
Received.
Don't worry.
Какого
Fortress
хуя?
accident. Is there anything else I can thank you?
Tiles on the cube.
Какого
Tiles
хуя?
on the cube. Nothing happens. The filament slides out like a smooth draw. The speaker comes.
Good evening. Please repeat. Good. Good. I've unlocked the production.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys...
Fortress accident. Is there any thank you? And
Tiles on the cube are still smoke with a quiet determination. The printer starts. It's a project report.
Отчет проект представлен ведущим продюсером Энди Шотом. Информировала.
The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce in its short time of existence. Fortress
Безумное
accident.
самоденег спустили на
The
ветер.
first tranche of
150
seed
тысяч реал,
financing brought
вау.
in 150,000 real. Eventually, the damage reached
400 тысяч реалов, боже мой.
400,000 real. You're my yo.
Откуда у них такие
Let's
деньги?
just say it was a real adventure for their Igauni. Fortress accident employed 18 people. The bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of
Здравствуй,
putting
Алексей.
Orolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. But on the other hand, their obligations were piling up at an... Why did Fortress accident have so many concepts? It didn't.
То есть, короче, это все афера была
No,
ебаная.
definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before. The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bank, not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large. They tried to make a 4 million real game with four. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower, and it meant they couldn't.
Не, у меня получилось.
You couldn't
В
have.
смысле не получилось? Точно получилось
Definitely
бы?
not.
Блин. Засрали
Not a
концептуализацию.
chance.
Без
Even
шансов.
then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility. That is, until they discovered the
Долину
Valley of the
голов.
Head. At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jim Spawn, so this place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have... The world had never seen their kind before, and might never again. So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless. Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it made...
Ебать. Сколько нахуй? 2 сикса мега дупер супер пупер миллиарда триллионов миллионов. Невероятное количество.
The lieutenant taps his foot, impatient. He's dying for a cigarette. Come to think of it,
Покурить хочешь? Терпи, блядь, терпи. Еще не дух ночи. Больше, я хочу больше. Больше цифр.
what if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never
Позволь
going to
цифрам
stop?
заплеснуть тебя. Больше цифр могут... О, досчитал.
And that's
На этом
it.
все.
Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic
Критическая потеря
data
данных.
loss. On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred. On the east, when the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation.
Интересно, за ущерб никто не заплатил?
Always read the terms of... And let's face it, they didn't have any money left for it. Mysteriously enough, it seems that the offsite copy happened to be on... It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the offsite copy and, well, keep it offsite. At S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident, the offsite copy was on-site because there was no offsite anymore. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly... Her former colleagues would agree with you. She's right, actually. Nothing wrong with keeping this type of filament. The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later. 4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. To Sandbrun 1147. That's what the street sign next to the church. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting the framework, the filament slides out of its glow. It's empty, like the filaments you have would fit like a smooth drawer. Nothing happens. The speaker comes.
Good evening, please repeat. Good. Please repeat the password. No, that...
What does she mean? That's not it.
Не узнать, да, нам пароль.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of...
Fortress Accident, thank you.
Tiles on the cube. The filament slides out.
Ну, понесли этой тетки. Что делать? Делать нечего. Может быть, где-то все-таки здесь что-то еще есть?
The bear's eyes are dead. A friendly cartoon bear. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Машине, да-да-да.
Of coal dust covers the fur. It's dark and grimy. The echo is so prominent.
What are you doing? Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind the city.
Так, ну чё, пошли звонить, а потом к тетке обратно в церковь. Надо бы еще в кафешку зайти, кстати.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Я должна сообщить о трупе на пирсе Мартинеса.
One moment. Can you please describe the body?
Неглазный мужчина средних лет, ростом 70-75 сантиметров, темные волосы, средняя комплекция. Судя по всему, он поскользнулся, скрылся в дыру в пирсе, ударился головой от металлической скамьи.
Any signs of violence?
Мне кажется, это несчастный случай.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his
сапоги,
clothes?
брюки, старая кожаная куртка с ярко-голубой подкладкой в кармане, нашла
Any
читательский билет.
information on the library card?
Центральная публичная библиотека Джамрок, владелец некто Билли Межин.
You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the
Мы
case?
возьмем
I
сами.
have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting
С
in.
41-м, пожалуйста.
10-4, come in. Fireworker. 10-4, sir.
Feels good to get that off your chest.
10-4, sir. Sorry, but I'm under orders to give a 10-4. Orders as your Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the
С утра до
library...
6 вечера.
Anything else, detective?
На следующий
In
день.
the cabin, you see...
Увы. Увы. Так, давай зайдем еще сюда. Ага, эти мудочки уже свалили, ну конечно. Только, блять, нам работать-то до самой ночи.
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right?
Я разъебал зал. Говорил же, что разъебал зал.
It was all right. Subdued. I might start letting people up there again. Now, what can I... Another thing. Great. I love, though. Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we... Yeah, well, she's not a guest. Anyway, I'll forward that woman her bill and be done with it. Now... Yes?
Так, а пойдем еще глянем, не свалила ли наша француженка. Красавица. Ну, видимо, нет, иначе он бы нам, наверное, сказал. Ну так, на всякий случай проверим. Может, что-то еще и сказать можно будет. Опа! А где? А как какать, простите?
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing.
You can barely see through. Better not to... The footprints on the floor, however.
Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclude. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively.
Так, а куда она делась? Она, возможно, конечно, просто типа ночь, поэтому ее нету. Но вообще странно. Как бы это ее комната, а куда она тогда? Все-таки смылась, да? Надо было ее арестовывать. Ну, я говорил, я типа это... Я знал, что ее надо, как говорится, арестовывать, но не мог этого сделать, увы.
Anything of note?
There it is, the orange sun wearing blister pack.
Потные ладошки. Потные ладошки. Увы, увы. Ну, может, Дар что-то скажет нам. Так, сейчас, секунду, телефон. Да, пардоньте, мамочка звонила, надо было ответить.
Hey, was there something you needed? Another thing. Yes.
То есть она свалила, никто не знает, никто ничего не видел, ясно. Ну, возможно, это просто на ночь. А возможно и нет. Ну-ка, может, я Киму могу сказать?
Yes.
Нет, да? Увы. Так, ну погнали в церковь тогда. Интересно, спалит она, что я залезал? Пытался, точнее, залезть.
Yes, what is it? Yes? Thanks. Looks like it's the one. Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it. I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want watch. What an intricate display of failure.
The paper starts filling out with ink. So this is wrong. Machines shouldn't behave like that.
Пожалуйста, перестаньте с этим, шутки плохи.
Sona doesn't reply. Her hands running over the printout. She's looking.
Here, I found it. Hold on. Shh. Just give me a second.
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
Done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
Ого, ура!
I found the coordinates.
She's beaming. You can feel it in your heart. Great job.
Thank you. There, in the swallow. Think you can help me again? I need you to go move those water bolts for me.
Подвигали вон те
You
чаши.
like moving things
Ты
around.
любишь двигать предметы, это
Just walk over
успокаивает.
to the circle and follow my instructions.
Ой, блядь, что-то
Move the third
запоминать
bolt
надо.
2
Третью
centimeters
чашу
to
на
the
2
left,
сантиметра
and
влево,
the fourth
четвертую на
bolt
5
5
сантиметров
centimeters to the
вправо.
right. This should do the
Третью
trick.
чашу на 2 влево, четвертую на 5
Thanks.
вправо. Я уже забыл. Я уже забыл. Так, погоди. Тихо, блядь. Так, третью на 2 влево, четвертую на 5 вправо. Так какая из них третья, какая из них какая?
It's awfully silent again. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls. Each chalk. Oh boy, this is going to be good.
А, тут не надо запоминать, отлично. Третья
Moves
чаша на
like
2
a ghost
влево.
without creating a
Четвертую на
single
5
some
вправо.
water spills out of the bowl. The lead programmer sends you an
Всё хорошо,
encouraging
отлично.
thumbs up from time to run back or maybe walk. This is a sacred.
Не будем больше никуда двигать, то еще какую-нибудь сатану, блядь, вызову. Будет не очень хорошо.
Yes, what is it? Great. Everything should be aligned now.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
Yeah, nothing. Now if we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly. Honestly, I'm a little scared. I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be
Не знаю,
anything.
чего ждать, может быть,
I
что
mean,
угодно.
What sound does the nothing make?
Может, мы найдем
How
эту
can we
невидимую
listen to
срань,
something that doesn't exist?
про которую Леночка
What if
говорила.
silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is, I don't know. I'm just scared. Maybe it's going to be something terrifying.
Вы слишком
Maybe.
заморачиваетесь.
Maybe I'm just tired.
Слишком опасно. Давай, поехали. Все равно должны встретиться с
Yeah.
неизвестным.
You're right. Let's do it.
The lieutenant
Сейчас
takes
у меня
a
башка
step
лопнет.
back, and then nothing. Nothing
Увы.
happens. As
Увы.
Sona, you can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. She doesn't answer. Her eyes close.
Damn it. No, of course not. Nothing happened. Let's move.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
No. No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something. But this is just another failure. Silence. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear
О,
anything.
ну мы-то сейчас точно
This can't
услышим.
be it. You should have a listen.
Поехали. 83.
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his and then the pressure changes. It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
Кстати, нужна более мощная
A
акустическая
better
система.
sound system? Alright, but where would
Где нам ее
Suddenly,
взять?
a rhythmic beat permeates the wall.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
No. What they really should do is
Могут нам
shut
помочь
down
с
the
динамиками.
You mean the speed freaks? Of course, the speed freaks. They have a
Догадаться позволит мне тоже
fantastic.
обосноваться
I
в
guess I
церкви.
could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence.
Отлично.
Sure. Let me know how
Бегом,
it goes.
бегом, мы на пороге великого открытия. Мы найдем криптида, или как там эту срань называли. Вперед. Невероятно. Невероятное открытие будет совершено. Колду мама Даква, да-да-да. Вот Леночка будет рада, когда мы ей расскажем.
Hi again. So, yes? What's the deal? We are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of a... That's fine. We can manage. And you're still sure about keeping our little side business, right?
Только любовь, а нудная танцевальная
Fine.
музыка.
We can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe.
Чел медведа
Come check-
свина найдем. О, все съебнули. А блин, а мне ждать придется реально, или они уже там будут? Энди, не будет музыкальных реквестов в этой игре. Заказывай, когда будет что-то такое менее атмосферное. Ну, бесплатно тебе поставлю.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000!
Ecstatic vibrations. Totally transcendent. And I've finished. Now, the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
Сейчас только придумать ночного клуба название. Конечно, мы тут честь детектив. Ну я-то, конечно. Ким, как бы ты назвал этот клуб?
I wouldn't build a club.
Не
An
стал бы.
underground place with no name? Sounds like some...
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has...
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his eye.
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway. The amnesia.
Амнезия.
Like the... I can't remember the name of...
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys. Yakukata! Yakukata! The place...
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe.
Hardcore! Hardcore does in nega!
Ну это слишком банально.
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yeah.
Ой, я спрашивал только что. Да.
No,
Выкуси.
it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yeah.
How about something simple? Like...
Too modern.
Слишком авангардно.
We don't want ironic. We want read the name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds...
Andre's overthinking it.
Дискокоп назовем этот клуб.
Yes, you should do it, detective.
Lloyd's right. You have?
Диско Elysium, нет пощады
what's the
демона
name?
ярости, западный Вивашоль. Но мне нравится диско, поэтому
Like
диско
that
Elysium.
DeLorean word for the world, you mean?
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky?
The past is the future, but the future is dead. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and bright.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then.
Так-то.
Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion. to
Ебать,
celebrate
вот это
the
он,
name.
конечно,
Someone
дал
turns up the
жаришку.
beat.
I'm dancing. Yes, my man.
Yes, my man.
Talk? What is there to talk about
Потому
if
что
you
выразить
audio
танцем.
waves thump against your ribcage? The speaker setup makes everything sound much better.
Просто танцевать.
There's a noticeable
Нормально.
to close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to
But just imagine the moves you could pull.
puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices
Блин, я
flowing.
думал, мы потанцуем даже с провалкой.
It's to express my
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes.
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it... I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. Not 20. Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General, maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway...
Эквилибристика. И можно ее и качнуть. А может у меня еще какие-то шмотки на ней есть? Может и нету. Увы. Вот тогда и смысл вкачивать. Сколько у меня 2 поинта всего не поможет. Ну хотя с 2 поинтами можно было бы нарандомить, но это долго пришлось бы пердеть. На минус есть, да. Но мне нужен плюс, а не минус.
What is it? What? What did you say? I can't hear you. The music is the project. It's not. There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input. He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hard. Thanks. Maybe you can let me know how it goes.
Glorian Church, the place to be! Makes the noise my church...
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding. The other real deck is empty.
Yeah! Back on the case! Not the first page of the second chapter! To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5? Oh, she uses 3.5.
Не подходит.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church.
Увы.
Don't worry, I have an adapter.
О, у него есть переходник, отлично. Блять. Да, нормально, нормально.
Oh, thank God. Adapters noticeably deep.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay.
Everybody! Don't panic! I'm got the Arno will be back! But we're doing something else for what?
Yes, what is it? Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the...
Maximum! Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please...
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard...
Blue style? Okay, there literally is no...
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going...
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to
Хорошо,
drop.
хоть не правую руку выбрасывает.
Ready!
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically. His hand.
Рука тянется к кобуре.
There's tightness in your chest.
What?
Давай, поехали. Похуй. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You disengaged.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboard. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement. It's out there now. In the world, it will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and people.
Guys, what's going on?
This fragile world is about to break.
It's getting louder.
In the basin, the water looks like it's...
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. He's peaking, the worst high he's ever been on.
Это самый лютый хардкор, что мне доводится слышать.
Beauty and the Beast! The future of dance!
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, caution.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars.
Come down to us! Love!
Below it, all the base grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Я хочу с кем-нибудь потанцевать.
Oh! I want to...
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down.
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed.
In the mixing desk now. Building in. This is it.
Не
A great
прекращай.
roar. The vault of the roof. But then it stops. Totally and utterly.
Ну, отстой.
As if there never was a sound. Only your
Не.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hot.
You
Oh,
did good,
Buck.
Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady.
4 years. 22 people.
Yeah, but did you record it, though?
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you.
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again. It was mathematical information from the anomaly. I have no idea.
Her voice seems muffled in the silent church.
Ну, что-то я ожидал, конечно, чего-то эпичного.
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the...
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry. Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also,
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some...
Yes. And we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive.
Не знаешь про серость. Блин, мы не знаем про серость, чат. Тут говно.
All you hear is silence in your head.
Ну ладно, вернемся еще к этому, но надеюсь.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Качество звука выше.
You close your eyes.
But just imagine the moon.
Puts a grin on your face.
А,
Just
больше не восстанавливает, да? Только один раз восстанавливал, я понял.
She's whistling a melody. Her trusty contact, Mike.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and... But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. For getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new... That's good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry... Sauna, the programmer. She's doing... whatever she... Sure. You helped us out. I can... Ah, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. But earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had... Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see?
Ну, вообще
Not that
можно и
it's easy
поорать,
to-
что
Who do you
нет.
want to know about? Andre? He's a cool guy. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he... I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know. Yes. Anyway. Come to think of it, yes. He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that head. Yes. Who do you want to know about? He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle. It's just something poor Fallberg kids do every spring to pass the time. I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering. No? Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants. They do say death is an avenue like any other. I still think you'll... What do you mean, do? Like, he's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to... He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself. Sir, I abide by the law. Who do you want to know about? What do you mean? Oh, that. He's the party. Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No
Музыка
offense if
никогда
you...
не
Yes,
умрет.
forever. Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? He basically just stands on the stage and dances in...
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Anyway.
Actually, we don't know where he's from. Or one time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up, Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just people are sweet.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory...
Who do you want to know about? Me? Again? I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really
It means I don't answer questions about myself. Is there a law that would stop me from lying?
That would depend on the circumstances.
Thank you. Sure.
О, делаю проверку. Оп, увы.
The silver bird has already flown away.
Скорость реакции. Ну это можно и прокнуть. Говорится, немножко поинтов у нас есть.
О,
хорош.
It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community on Revachol, call a person who never breaks under 80.
Excuse me?
She's attempting to remain calm.
What do you mean? Alright. My father was a Zemyaki. He died years ago. He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily. What do you think? The competition came and took everything. So after his death, we had nothing left, and we were in danger. My mother had... It was a stupid idea, and I'm still disappointed.
Aren't there any local authorities who might look...
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the not in person, but I let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wind. It's a good thing you ended that mess, though. I felt I was turning down.
Come on, this is all fine. But you don't have anything on Everard now. That's not how these things work.
No, I don't think it would lead anywhere, is it?
Yeah. Have you seen Everard?
Ну еще не вечер, как говорится. Точно, мы еще с этим плотником не поговорили.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite a cell, using her contact mic to listen to the one with the large head is blasting the dance track on Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Okay.
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more. I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me I regret the time I dedicated to that profession. And that work I collect. Why? You're a cop. I carry carpentry tools. That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well. Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world. A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk to total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white, a false image of grandeur. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires, put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, slowly peeled by the wind. Your skin crawls.
Dead bodies are perennial plants. Sigma functions are leftist. I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, Copman? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in them, end of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it. It never was. A 3,000-year-old regime of history, built by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. I only said unity. One word. Think Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they... But were you wrong? The founding party is okay with everything. Look around. Anodic dance music. Regular dance music.
You know what this kind of stuff goes well with.
Only a little. All large human gatherings are narcotic. Ask any such undertaking in it.
There is a difference between narcotics and group elation.
The supercharged humanism that the inocentric system has been feeding them.
Forget it. It would become an imbecilic discussion. You two continue. It's more hardcore that way.
I don't. Fuck are giving me the evil eye. I didn't know it was in here. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer.
Mass murder on the floor!
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass produce billions.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory. Humanism leads to it. She liked games. Her legacy, the thing she invented, the beauty you're feeling. She and her glass cutters and iconog, then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. In the true life of tomorrow, every woman will be an innocence. They will...
Oh my living God, it's there. Suddenly you feel like you need to plummet into it. Look away. Say something.
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. But are you a commie cop? Then that's why. Communism's just a bloodier humanism, if you ask me.
Кровавый коммунизм.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken...
No, that's not it. It's something more. Something closer to your skin. The speed freak's eyes narrow.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus it keeps the cold and the rain.
The world spirit does not have a body. This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house. I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate
Не
me.
понимаю, о чем ты, мне тысячи поклонников, я окружен любовью и заботой.
It doesn't happen inside the head. Okay. Hard to say, Cop Man. I did get to talk to the... Anyway, he's been giving me kind of... Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us. Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? The man picks up on stuff. Good thing you didn't squash him. The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and like, this is some old world shit Ubies had heard about. And thought the best. I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either. It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like...
The wood creaks as a gale blows by outside. Dust pop.
No. It's pretty fucking unsound if you ask me. Anodic music will definitely contain whatever we're dealing. And if it can't, well... Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like a concentric ring spreading out. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of... I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer. Maybe you can figure things out, cop man. I think we got suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to... It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our science synced. It's short for paranoid. A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never... it'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sounding. I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of. But if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is that the original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us to...
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of...
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals. Or cereal brain. Or, yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end. Only the means. Caps are likewise.
His eyes flicker.
The life is true if it's free from fear. An eternal division among oneself. And others, man beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very...
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. The young man is dead serious about this.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spot. Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore.
Hardcore!
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Oh yeah, sure thing.
Aggressive, monotonous, but also somehow...
Увы.
Good morning, comrade! Yeah! It was awesome! And scary. Too hardcore, in fact. I couldn't control it. At all. It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts...
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound.
Oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something with this. Yeah!
Увы.
Winter, slow to let go of Revachol. The snow falls lazily, making the... And to think, it seems the melting snow seeps through your thin clothes. Near, snow falls into dark water. That's all. Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial... Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep more winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings. The waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of San Martin. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and high below the old mines. L'Océan Municipal. Revachol, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their children under 14. They go underground, looking for artifacts to sell after rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safre and Seo. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along
Так,
whose
нам походу
walls
какие-то
mirrors
для
the
канализации придется
mausoleum
идти.
contains untold quantities of gold. And that, did someone say untold quantities of how can it be pure if it's magenta? Snow falls and there is no answer. After rubies, to the more did someone how can it be pure? Few patira return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they all around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces. And on the weather, the canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield. At the roundabout, in the midst of a fenced-off yard, there's a truck belonging to a logistics company. An abandoned church that's being turned into a dance club. A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunate, the remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock. A tent, old dishes. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection. Way beyond, then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. The Bay of Revachol, vastness, great depth, over 1,200, and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the
Так, а нам же еще надо
the
Джойс
raised
найти, кстати. Она же где-то здесь сейчас
881,
должна быть.
separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night. Was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old, a line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet around you. The snow continues to fall. To the west, the stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there. In the market, snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, all of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center, a chill comes over you, crawling down your back.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up.
Так, там мы были, да? Ну давай походим, посмотрим, что вообще как.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind.
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show
У
me
меня был
things.
напарник, прозвище Глаз.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name.
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that, and his shoulder. You see, a once bright mural towering, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops along.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in. There's something in the wind.
Some sort of industrial ruin? I don't recognize the name. In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical...
Why single out this one building?
Опа.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold trying to talk to the wind, the city. But is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be... She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. I think there's people...
Indeed. You hear what's...
And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel... Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from in through the collapsed roof. flowing down a concrete staircase.
She's down there.
Okay. Why? So, how do we get in there? The doors were under collapse.
Finally, my time to shine.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old.
Да ладно, я
There
один
has to
пойду.
be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds up.
Я сам поднимусь, я вообще буду жить вечно. Бенч, опа, сюда, бенч сюда. Так, давай засейвимся.
A rusty ladder leads.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal. Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that.
Что если я просто телепортируюсь?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Где твоя тяга к приключениям?
This really has nothing to do with adventure.
Пытка не
Oh
пытка.
yes, it could hurt a lot.
All you need to do
Закрыть
is
глаза и
close your
сосредоточиться.
eyes and
Сделать это.
concentrate. Darkness, zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like,
Okay, well, that's impressive.
bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of
Что за хуйня?
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it.
Нет, я
like a regular
телепортировался.
person.
Чё?
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loud,
Magic.
blowing away the loop.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get
Дискуйте без
inside.
подкрепления, тем более там может оставаться подозреваемый. Нормально, если быть кем. Правда, надо было ствол забрать, наверное. А то может случиться неловкость. Ну шо, кто здесь суперкоп? Я суперкоп. Стоит, да сделал быстрее. Там мне падают вниз, детям очень долго. Нормально все будет, не ссыте. Ой, страшно что-то, блядь. Ким! Ким! Так, надо, наверное, фонарик взять в руки. Супер дискокоп. Да, это я. Вопросы? Открытка. Ты-ды-ды-дын, ты-ды-ды-дын. У-у-у. Страшно. Древняя офисная. А чё, она реально здесь будет? Я могу ее типа раньше времени найти? Я думал, ее только в конце недели можно найти. Хотя что-то мне кажется, ее здесь не будет. Слишком просто.
This isn't just glass. These are old, yes, filament memories. From the time the how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes and
Внушение. Та-да-да-дан, та-да-да-дан. Так, тут еще какой-то проход есть. А, это я Киму могу впустить. Давай впустим.
two rusty metal plates that slide.
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get it over.
Может не пускать, может одному пойти? Ладно, он меня прикроет. Ну и кто тут суперкоп, а, Ким?
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
А может услышал?
After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance and...
He's quite proud of himself.
Yes, yes. It's cool to risk your life climbing rickety ladders. Anyway, let's invest...
Да, это гораздо круче, и ты это сам знаешь. О! Это нашли. Шапка революционера! О! А что, есть вопросы, чат? Шапка революционера, между прочим, даст нам бонус к нихуя. Увы. На левый вариант отведу 4 очка опыта. А если я надену, что изменится? Плюс 1 даст. А как это будет работать? Ничего не поменялось. А как это работает, чат? Оно просто мысль дает? То есть, если я, например, надену, то у меня мысль откроется или что? Нет, вроде не открылась. Если побегаю.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps.
Ah.
After spending an entire day hustling, beautiful things give you a rush. Remember, when they come to take it away from you. This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around. Kraz Mazov would have worn this, Yushenka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not.
Она прибавила мне коммунистичности. Но мысли у меня не появились, да, никакие. И работать оно лучше не стало. Увы. Хотя мы, конечно, выглядим разъебно. Но она пока нам ничего не дает, увы. Но я бы ходил, конечно, в ушанки. Вот и сам товарищ Мазов.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full... Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand. Grains stick into the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it...
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
А жаль. Вроде больше ничего нету. Блин, тут ничего больше не будет, что ли? Наверху сфера. А, действительно, ну-ка. Снаружи ты уже видел эту амбразуру. И чё, и все? Больше здесь ничего нету? Серьезно? Ну и отстой. А, подожди, сюда можно пройти. Так, нормально, тихо. Спокойно, товарищи. Следы ботинок на песке. Одна подошва более стерта, чем другая. Это Руби. Это у нее же были, да, такие боты? Так, давай-ка нахуй немножко сильнемся. Это неестественный гул. Другой путь. Может, она демона вызывает?
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were no, but you are the sensitive one. Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pine...
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine...
Я че, реально сейчас ее смогу найти раньше времени?
Peace, and it will start breaking down. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Серьезно? Мы типа уже...
You're right. However corrupt he may be, nothing happens in Martinez without...
In this case, we can't afford to be squeaky clean.
Yes. There won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it now, but... You mean Lena? I don't see how cryptozoology and the...
If it gets that tense, the amateur zoologists might not be able to do their job.
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you...
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been...
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go...
Серьезно? Это мы уже дошли до финала? Так, подожди, надо как-то это... А я могу как-то задать имя своего? Или не могу, видимо, да? Странно. Я как-то... Ну ладно. Самообладание и трепет. А у меня сейчас лицейский визуальный анализ. Ну пусть будет самообладание и трепет.
Hear that? Magnesium. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're maggot sideways. What are you talking about? You need to maggot up. One stroke. Don't be so modest. He's having one right now. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need, just remember, it's not the alcohol, and it's certainly not the norpirolidone. That's
И уж явно дело не в пиролидончике, а там слабеньком психоактивном средстве из
nor
радиации.
smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium.
Один трепет. Так, давай, наверное, на всякий случай прыщая мысль, ну что поделать?
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull.
А там оружие какое-то изобрел. Она, кстати, какая-то стрёмная. Я думал, она как французинка будет красивенькой.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it... Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your...
As she says the word, officer, you feel a spike. That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself? Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent aesthetic. It feels like a blood vessel exploded.
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its...
The explosion of static you're hearing blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through... A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With the signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun...
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration...
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for force. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. The pale? It's the end of the world. I built it myself.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented, but...
Oh yeah, way beyond. No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may... Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That if you've got something really important to say, you can... God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader. Not well. It doesn't feel much better, but she can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
Кстати.
The violent white noise.
В смысле, блядь, неудача? Какого хера?
Feels like your brain is swelling up in your skull.
Не-не-не, нихуя. Мы супер коп, мы должны справиться. 92, блядь, процента, извините. Извините, простите.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. It's like a
I know you can't say it.
As she says the word, that's an awful decision. Why would you not want to? Don't focus on the pain.
Really? No.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge.
I'm using
the explode blasted from that.
Saw my equation. A pale signals are so precise.
Возможно, надо было закрыть уши, конечно.
The large prompt the pale. It's I built it myself.
And she's
That's oh yeah. No. Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the
Блять, не
ethical.
залутал шмотки. А я разве... Ты уверен, что не залутал шмотки? Да, блядь, сейчас надо еще один сейв будет сделать. И нет, пока не вылетело на удивление. Вообще, конечно, что-то интересно, как они это все объяснять будут.
Hear that? The magnesium levels in your blood. Yes. And you need to get so one stroke. Yes. Just remember. And it's nor.
И, возможно, надо закинуть сейчас поинт сразу в этот боль. Авось поможет. Так, сейф. Слишком просто для суперкопа, вот мы провалили специально. Возможно. Сохрани закрыть. Ну, скорее всего, надо было закрыть. Лишнее какой интерес.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge.
I'm using a
the explosion blasted from that.
Saw my a pale signal so precise at the upper limit. The pale I built it.
And she's
that's oh yeah. No. Yeah, the pale. It, yeah, let's not talk about if you've got some. God damn it. Fine.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled well. It doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
Мне кажется, сейчас нас просто застрелит нахер. Бенч, блядь, красавец.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. She looks at the machine.
Oh, fuck it.
Черт. Блять, пацаны, есть некоторый нюанс. Вот говно. Ну как? Сейчас придется, короче, очень долго на два мяча. Ну, надо будет 2 поинта, в принципе, можно будет.
You should know the words to say. You've been here because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. No, wait. Finally, it comes. She flashes you.
Тупая, блять. Ладно, сейчас немножко... Сейчас мы немножко порандомим, мужики. Можно будет попробовать с ней действительно поговорить. Там разберемся. И сейчас попробуем еще не говорить, что она арестована.
Hear that? The magnesium level. Yes. Maggots, one stroke, yes, just drip, and it's
Пока
Norse.
можно тогда эту мысль не активировать. Сейчас, погоди, сейчас риторику закинем. По максимуму. Мысль успеем активировать, я думаю.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted.
I know you can't say it's a pleasure, officer.
Так у меня 3
As she
максимум, я
says
больше
the
не
word
смогу сделать.
officer,
Сколько у меня
you
сейчас
feel a
риторика?
spike in that
2 плюс
agony.
3 на 4.
It sounds like the
Или
entire
он
radio
стакается выше.
rage is screaming directly.
Ну попробуем сейчас. Типа у нас нам все равно...
No, buddy, don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Не помогает, кстати.
I'm using a
The X blasted from that pale.
saw my equation. A pale signal that so precise at the upper limit is the large prime number.
She likes telling me,
The pale? I built it myself.
and she's proud of it.
That's a
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, I stuck my let's
So she thinks of you.
if you've got God damn it, fine.
The gun she's carried, well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for so you found my shack, huh?
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back. This could have turned out pretty bad for me if you...
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency.
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage
Ага,
the
то есть это
lynching.
все-таки... Ну, блядь, я был
Don't
прав,
doubt
что
that
ее
makes
надо
much-
было
Who
арестовывать.
ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have... Oh. Well, I guess I always... But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me? Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. Those guys like...
A dull despair.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by? I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Like what? I already told you.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types. You think I was envious of his conquests?
See her confident gaze. Her toned arms.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings.
She didn't hate him, okay?
I'm listening. Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you. Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They all can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, wow, now I'm curious. Please, no. Not since I was 4. Why?
Ага, она не знает, да?
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not murder mysteries either, if that's what you...
She looks you in the eye, impassively, making it...
The fuck do elevators have to... Not particularly. I'm not really into old shit for...
God damn it!
Don't know it, but also...
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we...
She has a point there.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
And? The gun store. Trigger Happy Jacks. What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sure don't.
The breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
A knocked way 80 front loader.
That isn't it.
No, they're not practical. Break too often. Yeah, evidence. I considered her a good friend, yeah. What the hell, man? Yeah.
Her hand slipped from the dial of the compressor for a moment, almost turning it down. Then she put her hand back.
Wow. Pissing, pinball, and now peeping. I'm just not following your insinuations, detective. If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario, look at a naughty photo. What the fuck, man? She's everyone's type. She's your type.
She's beginning to suspect you've broken into her lorry now.
Честно говоря, довольно сильно
Cool, man,
возбудился.
cool. I'm glad you got off on it. Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at. For the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire. Oh, so that's where you were going. That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had past.
The lieutenant watches her, expectant.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Claudia was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once.
Claudia only said they maybe kissed.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it.
Seriously, just move on.
Really?
Is that blood on the ground before you?
Yeah, really? She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought...
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Yeah. One time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated... I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living... Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal. Go ahead. Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say it's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be... Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to... No. Gifts of flowers and cakes. So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on. I never did understand why, when someone dies. No, I did not. So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too.
That really comes as a blow to her.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your...
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
That's your prerogative. Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that
She deliberately avoided naming the mob.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious.
Да ладно, не настолько же я отмороженный ублюдок. Боится меня.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Так, ну мне кажется, мне не хватит риторики, надо еще поговорить.
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already...
Those rings around her eyes. Her tired voice.
Police radio?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there. He was still warm. But the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
She eyes you warily.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few... She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next... Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too...
This woman has seen people OD. Glacia wasn't quite there.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor.
Выяснится, что это Руби на самом деле позвонила.
She couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
She was shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out.
Yeah. In cold blood.
Блять, надо было ее арестовать. Ну я чувствовал, я говорил об этом, что ее
she was
нужно
able
было
to get a hold
арестовать.
of herself once we
Но именно
got
поэтому
up.
я бы не был хорошим
It was like
копом.
she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck. To fake lividity?
She lied to you about that, too.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire... As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything...
But even if this is true, weren't you worried?
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what...
Her grip on the gun is tight, her arms toned, her posture solid.
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. That strange, distant fear is getting her.
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his
В
peon.
смысле?
Through the sudden
Какого
shock,
хера? Я честный
the
поп.
lieutenant mumbled something. Fucking hell. And why me? It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you...
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with
Я
disco
серьезно?
pants and a funny tie.
Я был агентом этого мудака?
That doesn't mean you're on the... I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both. Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe.
I'm sure la puta madre...
A man in a white suit walks through a garden coaxed from soil.
Да ладно.
Rows and rows of poppies, most of which have lost their pink bloom. Taking out a knife, he crouches at the end of one flower bed. He scores a seapod, very gently.
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition?
She's not going to change her mind that easy.
Блин, я разочарован в нашем герое.
Wait, one thing.
Но это хороший, конечно, ветный ход.
She said you rolled into town.
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What? Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff.
Это те два копа, да?
Either. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a... That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally.
Well, this has been a great...
She needs it. You better make your move soon.
Так, последний вопрос я ей могу, интересно, задать? Блять, а как обидно, что сейвить нельзя во время диалогов. Нам ведь придется это прокручивать потом заново. Это еще и не прокнет за второй раз, это будет забавно. Гарри, открывашка, блин.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's... She looks at the machine.
Oh, fuck it.
Ну, 42.
She's truly desperate. She thinks you know. This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives. She stares at you, frozen. The gratitude, doubt. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you,
Я на все
then
равно уходит,
past the
блядь. Ну и
lieutenant,
говно.
and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call. Yeah, I'm sure. I would have done the same had I not been incapacitated. Her tent. We should check it out.
А мы не хотим, как бы, поговорить им?
Yes.
Не хотим, да? Так, ну что мы выяснили? Скорее всего, наш главный герой, блядь, подсос мафии. Вот и думайте, чат. Вот и думайте. Друамин. Кашу с бананами готовила. Темная вода, выхода здесь нет. Немножко деньжищ.
The plain red tent stands by.
Так, погоди, давай-ка сейв сделаем.
The plain red. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent,
Эх, надо было
a rolled-up
арестовать
sleeping bag.
блондиночку.
It reeks of cigarettes.
А может и не надо было, кстати, если эти те два копа как бы работают уже на мафии.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiasts.
See anything?
Гарри открывашка, блин.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More technological digest. One, you pocket the worn brown leather journal.
We should read this immediately.
Необходимо изучить. Давай изучим. Кстати, у нас только среда еще. У нас времени еще вагон. Новый диалог, да, попробуем.
Yes. What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing anything. 3 days ago, during that time, the victim had been... They, class here, as we've come to suspect, didn't identify themselves. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the... That's right. Good.
No response. He's having trouble processing it. Believe a moment passes. The lieutenant glanced.
What about me? Good. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would show... I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence.
Yes, but containers contain things.
I don't know. Containers contain.
Не круги.
A thick journal. The cover is worn. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back. This was important to her. When it was still hers, the journal falls open. About the large cursive of someone who writes quickly, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal...
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant.
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, short wry observations of people and places, probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, the first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can... Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back, and you have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't...
Пробуем. Обузим, нужна логика. Это у меня вроде было на логику, но возможно надето уже. Так. Логика, логика, логика. Сколько у нас логики? Ну, прилично, кстати, 6.
A thick journal. It's made of... This was important. The journal falls... The large... Perhaps too... It's a mix.
It's good she left.
Hard to tell.
There could be useful info.
Esoteric radio tech. Short, wry observations of people and places. The first entry. Nothing on March 4th. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect...
Ну, это можно прокинуть, я думаю. Я думаю, можно. Я думаю, можно.
The plain red tent. A thick journal. It's made of. This was the journal for the large, perhaps two. It's a mix.
It's good she left.
Hard to.
There could be use.
Esoteric. Hard to.
There could be.
Hard.
There could be useful in.
The first. Hard to.
There could be useful.
Nothing on. You have no idea what she means.
Да блин, что ж 11-то выкидываем, блин. Давай, открывашка, ёпта, работай. Может, у меня минус какая-то логика есть? Да вроде нет. А, ну вообще я могу уже закинуться еще, да, этим прикольчиком на интеллект. У меня же что-то было на инту, явно. Психика, физиология, психика, моторика. Вот интеллект, сигаретки. Сигаретки. Тан-таран-тан. Тара-та-та-тан, тара-та-тан. Кто-то не прикуривает. Эй! Хорошо. Ля, какой стиляга, ты посмотри. Ты посмотри, какой, блядь, забивной мужичок.
A thick journal. The cover is warm. It's made. This was important to her.
Нам же это дало
When it was
плюс
still
логику? Дало,
hers.
хорошо.
The journal falls
Значит,
open.
точно двенашку можем
About the
выкинуть.
large, perhaps too confident. It's a mix.
It's good she left in her.
Hard to tell.
There could be.
It's hard to tell.
There could be useful.
Short rile. The first, nothing. She is referring to betraying her previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense?
La puta
That
madre.
name isn't mentioned. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to find. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Did M call? Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know the entry ends abruptly. The most recent entry is even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder.
It looks like she might have been framed.
Имеешь, правда, агент Лапута Мадре?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he
Но мне
shouldn't be
что-то
so
кажется, что все-таки да.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than with her. Classier was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself. Maybe she had an accomplice. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and...
Согласен. Где ты прав, Тим, там ты прав. Не хочу быть Гарри открывашкой. Ну, чё, погнали? Танцы. Чат, а долго тут до конца игры? Контента еще много будет? Просто мне в 9 надо будет уже убегать. И вот, может быть, много еще, да? Тогда хорошо. Тогда хорошо. Так, что у нас там левел-то есть, да? Если еще есть, хорошо. Ой, что я сюда поднялся? Так, погоди, а где... а как это? А, помню, уже там был вход, да. Здорово, Слава. Я бы не хотел, чтобы наш персонаж был под соусом мафии, если честно. Это, конечно, супер интересный ход. Так, надо бы вообще на самом деле, да, осматриваться. Найти Джойс. в общем-то, есть что поделать. Ну, мы сюда еще вернемся, я думаю. Наверное. Тихо. Буй, про который... О! Серьезно?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the
Ну,
trembling
не-не-не,
leaves.
That over there. Must be the boy class you told me.
Проверить.
Hidden things. Cold, air, tendons. Snapped the cord moves across the water, leaving no traces. Splendor.
Indeed.
The boy is not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long. But
simple construction. Very unsafe.
There's something in there, splashing around. It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrate. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae.
Well,
damn.
I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope. That may very well be the case. We should keep...
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time.
Это было ожидаемо. Пардоньте. Надо было отойти. Лодки сарая нету. Темные очки суперзвезда. Неплохо.
scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Так, ну давай попробуем.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, unable to...
Ну хорош, блядь, 90, ой, 72. Что за дела?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread, unable to...
Шутишь, что ли? Серьезно? 2 единицы?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, 10 meters away. Other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. It's dark, very dark. Faint lights flicker at it. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillade. Rain and brine have since what? The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or a host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting. They stand, facing the wall. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding the commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire.
I don't know. I don't know who died here. Lined up beside the hall. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center.
Or maybe...
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation...
A cold sea... A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall. With another 7 shades, a cold...
Понятно. Тихо. Угу. Логика минус восприятие. Неплохо, кстати. Логика часто где может пригодиться. Так, погоди, а что все, что ли? А где идет Джойс-то? Где-то она не могла еще как-то более всрато спрятаться? По полуострова прошли, все ее нету. Ну, ты думаете. Но в деревне... Так мы были в деревне и нашли ее. Гарри, открывашка, блин. Забавно, мы посмотрели в воду, нас зазирает наше отражение, но мы все равно себя не видим. Я был за церковью, в смысле там ни хера нету. Мы же ходили туда. А, или левее сюда еще можно пройти. Какой-то тоже всратый бункер. Бочку выбросили недавно.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front.
Не, ну фото-то я еще понимаю, что там фото-то старое, но в воде-то мы уже прям, как говорится... Есть у меня что-то вообще на технику? Ее не открыть, ну в смысле 3%. Тролл 2 в смысле.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all.
We don't get in there. Frankly, you're just going to have to.
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors.
Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as in. Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't help, it's military. A service depot. The washerwoman mentioned a depot at the coast. She said it was for move from here to the Whirling. I can't see how.
Так, ну-ка погоди, по-любому ведь его читами открывали. Если это как это, давайте хоть почитаем, что там будет. Да, чисто технически не предусмотрено. А если все-таки его открыть, погоди. Или ее даже щитами не открыть, что ли? Спойлер слэш не за дверью в интернете. Да не словлю, сейчас словлю. Пока тут вообще ни хера нету, кроме того, что типа... А, ее типа вообще никак не открыть, даже читами. Ясно. Увы. Увы. 3%. Ну, видимо, да. И учитывая, что я вкинул типа поинт и все равно осталось 3%. Ну и пусть с ним. Совсем.
We don't get it. Frankly.
No. We've gotten into every.
Yeah, relax. It's military. The washerwoman mentioned from here to the.
Ну и хуй с ней. ХПшку восстановила, и то, блядь, сахар. Риторика подойдет. Ебать, там маяк какой-то. Тут ожег здесь костер давно. Да, выходит, мы не открывашка, кстати. Действительно. Что это здесь такое? Надушенный шарф. Плюс 1 требет, минус 2 грубая сила. И ну нихуя такое. Видны небольшие островки. Ну и все, тут больше ничего нету. Тихо. Тиумутири. Почему-то кажется важным. Ладно, запомним. Запомните, чат, тут у меня память так себе. Тиумутири. Смотри в журнале. Точки отмечать, в смысле, какие точки? Турика невозможно. Задача. А что именно посмотреть? Надо было, кстати, еще к Куну зайти. И надо проверить места выстрела. Спирса с острова с края земли. Ничего не понял, очень интересно. Край земли. Так я там все прокликал, а что я должен сделать еще? Или там что-то я опять не нажал?
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used in the distance? You can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling, it's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were,
it does look extremely rickety and wouldn't help.
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water. Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Juan? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand.
There. 1.2 kilometers over the coast. It's glowing in the dark night. The lights are on.
Ага, она все-таки не ушла.
Such a good girl.
Хотя мы там были, ее там ни хера не было, к слову. Так. А можно меня все-таки вернуть-то обратно, а не показывать мне весь черный экран? Эй! Что за хуйня? Это баг камеры. Замечательно. Нажми сферу, блядь. Еще вы увидите эту сферу? Я бы нажал, конечно. Ага, то есть Final Cut издание и sorry баг. Увы. Увы, баг. Так, что она там вычеркнулась, не вычеркнулась? Вычеркнулась, супер. Погнали в деревню. А мы отсюда тпшиться не можем, да? Увы. Я там чайка разоралась на фоне. Так, ну уже 9. Давайте на самом деле на этом закончим, потому что мне надо бежать. Завтра продолжим чат. Сегодня чуть-чуть 3 часика с половиной посидели. Давайте, всех обнял. До завтра.